Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to KSH Foundation commemoration of International Women's Day. But before we start, a round of applause for our guest who performed. Yay! Well, that was a wonderful performance. I'm glad everybody enjoyed. I saw everybody vibing. But yes, welcome everyone to the KSH Foundation commemoration of International Women's Day 2025. Since our inception, we've had the opportunity to celebrate International Women's Day for over the course of 3 years. And I'm going to tell you, every year it gets better because this year is about to be our best. So welcome. We all know what this year's theme is: accelerate action. However, we are choosing the team supporting supporters because we feel like it is important to support all of the wonderful women who has been a part of our journey since our inception, and we have some of them seated across here from me. So a round of applause to all of them and yourself as well. Thank you and thank you. So that being said, we're going to move just right into it. As I always said in all of my emails, I said this is going to be a conversation. We're not technically discussing. We're just going to talk about the women who has inspired our journeys. What was our first interaction with them? How has it played a role in our lives? That's our own way of celebrating the women in our lives and the women who has shaped us moving forward. So, well, my name is Augustina. I feel like I didn't introduce myself, but obviously you all must know what. So every other person listening, my name is Augustina. I am the project manager and communication lead for the KSH Foundation. And you're welcome to our show once again. Thank you. Okay, so I feel like everybody has interacted with our guest here, but during the course of them answering the questions, they'll get to introduce themselves. And I'm just going to pose different questions at different people. So I'm going to start with you on my very wrong with whatever this is. Okay. So I'm going to start with a very simple question. When you found out about the event, how did you feel when you understood what the event was trying to do? What did it mean for you and your community?
Okay, I was really excited to be a part of this, and I really loved the whole idea behind supporting supporters. Kind of made me feel special, I must say. Yeah, and it was really nice when you said, okay, we should reach out to people in our community and have them on board. So it means, okay, I get to bring my friends too. So yeah, I really loved the idea, and I really love the fact that we get to celebrate women on this day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Umi, I'm going to ask you, um, what does supporters mean for you in terms of like promoting gender equality? What does it do for you?
Okay. Yeah, so we're always talking about supporting women, accelerating women, gender equality, helping women in business and the rest. So now when we talk about supporting the supporters, it's about taking action, actually implementing all these initiatives, ensuring that we make the move instead of always hoping and waiting and, talking. There are policies in papers here and there, like there are different organizations talking about initiatives, supporting women here and there. So now is the time to take the action. We are supporting people who are actually taking the initiatives. We are supporting people who are at the forefront in helping the women. Yeah, so supporting the supporters is supporting women who are actually taking the action, and also trying to inspire those that are actually thinking about the idea, but they are still trying to find their voice, trying to find the spaces, inspiring them that there are spaces for everyone to take action. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I just want to mention that I'm glad that you felt that way. It was important for the foundation to, I mean, a day like this means that there's 390 programs everywhere. And most of the programs that we see, this is not a shade or anything. It always feels like it as if this is the day you want to educate a woman. Like, oh, we're going to speak about this. Oh, we're going to impact your life. I'm like, but this is the day to celebrate the woman. And so that's why we decided that we're not going to do that kind of conversation. Instead, we're just going to talk about our lives and what being a woman has been for us so far. So yeah, I hear you. So over to you. Who are you just as? And what was your first interaction with this person? And what's one profound thing that has stuck with you and sort of become a defining moment for you?
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Blessing Abanilim. I'm the head of programs at the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, amongst other things. And who am I dressed as today? I mean, from the scarf, please, can anybody guess? The phenomenal Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, of course. Of
Yeah.
course. I had, had my own Ankara out, but sadly I had a wardrobe malfunction. And so the same thing and it just makes sense to me because when it happened today and my Ankara, the down part, I had that wardrobe malfunction. I said, that's it. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala will not let that stop her.
Yeah.
She'll get another outfit and she'll show up. She's the show up lady. We call her the woman of many first. I mean, first woman, first African to head the World Trade Organization. Like, I think people don't understand the magnitude of what that office is, right? So my first interaction with her was when she was, Minister of Finance. And it was just this someone that served on the two administration. And just seeing her take that bold step, that resilience, and for me, it's the excellence, right? So every time I have met her in a conference before, but not just like as an audience, but just watching her on TV and hearing her speak, following her on social media, you can see that she's a force to be reckoned with. For me, what particularly strikes me about her is her excellence and competence. I mean, when you talk of excellence, you talk of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. When you talk of integrity, and that's something that is missing a lot. And for me, that's something the legacy I want to build on. I want to live on. I want to be that person that is known for excellence, right? There's a saying that nobody is irreplaceable, but I say yes. But ensure that you do your work, that you're indispensable. That way you will not be replaced, right? I don't know if that means, did somebody catch that, Rema? Exactly. So her excellence and competence and integrity. I think especially during her election, the watch trade organization, you had a lot of stuff. I think if there's any shady tissue would have been doing or whatever, it would have come to light. I can see that competence throughout her life. It's not just from minister to every aspect of her life reflects excellence and competence. Her resilience. I mean, she stood firm during the administration to, foster policies and, decisions that was going to move Nigeria forward, even through her elections and everything. She's a resilient woman. Her global impact. I mean, she's one of our best exports to the global markets, right? Shining the torch really well, showing that I can. There's a quote by Malala that says, I raise my voice, not that I can shout, so that those that don't have voices can be heard. And you can see that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is that definition of that. She's just the global impact. And I think last year was my global year. I called it the year of global impact. And then her advocacy for change. And the last part, her audacity.
Yeah.
Wow. An audacious woman. Where is she? Where can we find her? Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Next door, Blessing Abanilim. And by the grace of God, everybody seated here. So yeah, that's why I really love her. And there's one famous quote she said, if you think you are too small to make an impact, you've never been in bed with a mosquito. If you think you're too small to make an impact, you've never been in bed with a mosquito. Small mosquito can keep you awake. So it shows you, I think it just reminds us that every woman, no matter where you start, no matter where you are, you have the power to be the change you want to see happen in your community. People, they call it local effort for global impact, right? So do not despise wherever you are, in your local vicinity, wherever you are, in your home, in your school. You have the power, you have all it takes to be that mosquito that disturb people in the night. But this time, not a mosquito, but a human being making actionable step to advancing gender equality and being the best version of yourself. It begins with you. If you don't start with you, my darling, you can't start with others. So yeah, it begins with you, and she has shown that light, that it started with her, and now her light has shone so bright. She's not like a light, set on the hill that give it light to the city. And she's been that inspiration for us all.
I love it.
That's my inspiration.
I love it. I love it so much. I think this is the exact same question I want everybody to answer. As I said, this is not, ignore the fact that we're sitting here, it's for aesthetics. But like, we want to know what you're dressed as, the woman that has inspired you. What was your first interaction with her? Was there any quotes that stuck with you? We'd just like to know. And I'll start with this beautiful lady in front of me. Oh yeah.
Yes, you.
Be the change you want to see.
So let's change. Even if you're not dressed like someone,
you can just
who inspires you. Let us know.
Yeah.
The woman who inspires me is my mom. She is strong She's a legal practitioner and also a lecturer in the University of Abuja. She is godly. She's everything I hope to be and more. And there's something she says that has always stuck with me. She's like, Angel, do not major in your minors or minor in your majors. So she has taught me the art of prioritizing my priorities, and I love her so much.
Okay. The woman that inspires me is also my mom. Everything about her inspires me. Her dressing, her strength, her generosity, her smile. I literally call her my shine shine baby because she's always shining one way or the other. And she has a strength that I don't think I can ever have even half of that. And she's just someone that is very warm, very giving, very always there. That presence is always there. Her presence is always there. And if it's possible if I was given a wish that, one wish that you want, I would say let her live forever. So that she can always be there. Because I can't imagine a life without her. And I learned from her how to be a better mom, because I'm sorry to say children are testing. They will test. They will test. If you think you have patience, children will tell you don't know anything yet. So I learn from her, or I'm learning from her with all of my strength, how to be a mom, how to be a better mom. And so, yeah, thank you.
Here for you. Or who I'm dressed as. Yes. Okay, so my outfit today is inspired by myself, but also by an artist called Dochi. She's a rapper, and a singer as well. But she recently she had a really good year from 2024 till recently when she won the Grammy for Best Rap Album of the Year, which has only been won by a woman 3 times. And she's the 3rd woman. The last time was Cardi B, and before then was Lauryn Hill. So, I'm inspired by a lot of women, but I'm really inspired by Dochi for her audacity, just like she mentioned earlier. I've been following her journey for a few years, and she has been very determined, very authentic to herself. I think previously in the music industry, entertainment industry, women always had to be palatable and a certain way to be accepted. And that's why people were always putting in everybody had an alter ego or just a way they acted so that people would like them. And I feel like in the past few years, we've seen artists that are just themselves and they just create the art that they want to create, how they want to, they dress how they want to, and people catch up, because at the end of the day, I feel like people fall in love with art when it's made from purity and, just with nothing hiding it, And so I'm really inspired by her and her journey. Her Grammy Award speech was probably one of the most inspiring things I've ever heard, just to Black women, and just insisting on the fact that you are never too much to be anything that you desire to be. You're exactly where you are supposed to be, and you're exactly who you are meant to be. I think sometimes, especially as a Nigerian, to be fair, there are times where you feel like you're always at a disadvantage as a woman. Like if you were in a different country, you'd be maybe much further in your career or whatever. But I think I've come to understand, with belief in God as well, that everything is part of a plan and it's intentional. And so if I'm a Nigerian woman, it's not an accident. And another person that really inspires me, who is Thames, is proof that you can do whatever you want where you are. And the people that should find you will find you. And it's just important to stick to who you know you're meant to be, because what's the point of pretending to be something you're not? How long will you keep that up? And I feel like that's just a setup for sadness and depression. So yeah, those are the women that inspire me in music. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Joy Osai, and I am dressed as 3 people. I'm dressed as myself. I'm dressed as Kamsi Agu, a close mentor, and I'm dressed as Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So my role models are my mom. She's super amazing. There's literally no word to describe her, but then I just stop at she's amazing. She's been an inspiration since conception until right now. The next person would be Kamsi Agu. She's a close mentor, and she says, your confidence is your power. That in itself is as powerful as it sounds. Your confidence, feeling comfortable in your skin, being able to carry yourself outside, knowing who you are, your worth, loving yourself. Your confidence is your power. And I run with that. And Chimamanda Adichie, I mean, when you talk about a force, are you kidding? She's such a force in and outside the country, internationally. Let's literally say even beyond this planet. So, she's my role model. And then myself, I want to celebrate myself. I don't try. I mean, we should take out some time to celebrate ourselves. When we talk about International Women's Day, we be like, oh, hey, International Women's Day, happy Women's Day to me, and then we think about the big names. We sometimes forget to celebrate ourselves. So let's take out time to celebrate ourselves sometimes. You've worked hard. You've done a lot. Sometimes I think about the things I've done, and if someone close to me had gone through that, they'd probably have died, committed suicide or something. But then you're still here. So just take out some time to celebrate you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Victoria Ogoji. So today I'm dressed as my mom. I think it's worthy of celebration, like you said, that more than half of us are all dressed, or our role models are our mom. It shows that they are actually doing a good work. Yeah. I am also dressed as Ngozi Nkonjo-Iweala, but that's just by design. But I want to hammer more on my mom, because there are a lot of people that might not know Ngozi Nkonjo-Iweala based on location and all that. But in your own niche, there are also people that are making same or even more impact. Now, I think I will hammer on the resilience part. Since I was, say, secondary school, junior secondary school, I remember then we used to write, who is the minister of war, and we write Ngozi Nkonjo-Iweala. Like, that's like 10 years ago. And now she's still a big force. So it's not like it was that year, it was 5 years ago. She's still relevant now. That's very strong resilience. That's like somebody that has a formula that's working years and years again. No matter how we're evolving, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever, she's still valuable. I think that is something worthy of emulation. And my mom is someone who is like that as well. She's resilient. My mom is a businesswoman. She does all sorts of legal businesses, to produce a consistent outcome, to be sure that there's nothing like you are, okay, there's scarcity or there's inflation or there's something and then you go under bus because of that. No, there's always something that makes you stay at a particular place for you to be comfortable, your family is comfortable, you're not. I think that's who my mom is. I haven't gone to look, should I say, oh, you guys have gone so under because of something, because my mom is consistent in working hard. And I think that's something that both women portray. Whatever they are doing, they do it excellently well so that they get results. So that, okay, if this product is scarce, I can do this as well to get the results I want. And so those are the women I'm dressed as today. I hope in a few years' time, even if I'm not among the top world, they won't call my name and maybe they know it's in like 5 countries. But if in a town, they know that, okay, I made impact somewhere, I think that's who I want to be. So that's who I'm dressed as today.
Hi, everyone. Happy International Women's Day once again. Yeah, so I'm glad to be here, and I am dressed as two people. I'm dressed as myself, and then I'm dressed as Okunde Iweala, as you can see from the cap. So, I would say first and foremost that being a woman is to me, it means life, first of all, because there's no one that can be on this earth without having come through a woman. And it's really a beautiful thing, because that means we get to steward so much of everything that will make the society a better place. And giving that kind of role, giving that kind of responsibility is not something that we can play with. It's not something that should be taken lightly. It's not something that should even let us be put down in any way. We have our role, we have our place, and we have our strengths, So that is why I also chose Okonjo Iweala, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as my inspiration and as the person who influences me a lot, because I've watched her over the years, and her resilience, as my co-speaker said, is just admirable. She also reminds me of my mom, even though my mom is late. May her soul rest in peace. So, yeah. So, and the fact that she's someone who has taken that ownership, that stewardship, that responsibility, and that life-giving power and ability global. She didn't stop in one place. She started as the Minister of Finance, and even in that role, she was making so much impact. She founded EFCC. She helped Nigeria to get rid of a lot of debt, up to 18 billion debt, and then even reduced our foreign debt from 35 billion to 5 billion. So it's not something that can be taken lightly, because this is the fate of more than 200 plus million people in her hands, which she is fighting for, which she was fighting for, because a better future is what we all want. Development is just tied into having a better standard of life, being someone who is impactful in society. So she took that responsibility so serious that she was able to become the first female and first African elected to the World Trade Organization, which is a huge feat. And she has even been re-elected. So these are two more feats than we can even count. But what I would even love to emphasize on the most is that she has always emphasized that women can take a leadership role. I would love to read one of her quotes, where she says, there is no right way to be a woman leader. Be true to yourself. So she knows that every woman, every person has their individual brand of leadership, but it's how you actually, channel it into the world that sets you apart, makes the difference. So she has been able to do that, and she inspires not only me, I know from so many responses in this room, but also so many other women, so many other girls. And then, it's, now it's more like on a global scale, because everybody is able to know this African, this woman, this mother, this financial guru is making this impact. She's making it easy for countries to cooperate with themselves, collaborate on development projects, have funding for projects they want to do, and just be overall, impactful. Because you can't really be a country, people are depending on you, and then the government of that country, and then it's like there's nothing that you're impacting their life with. So, yeah. And then, and then myself, I would say I have, there's one of my colleagues here who also said, you too, you've tried. You also need to give yourself your flowers. You also need to celebrate yourself once in a while. Apart from, the fact that life can have so many twists and turns, you are able to overcome them. You're always able to make impact. If I had said that being in the advocacy space was my first choice, I don't think I would have said, I don't think that would be true, because I actually studied law. But then the thing is that I realized I could tap into this nurturing and helpful part of myself when I was being an advocate. So I've worked across women's political participation. I've worked across social impact. I've worked with the elderly. I'm even in health logistics. So everything that and every way that I can put in an effort to make someone's life better is just my goal. And that is why I also chose Okonjo-Iweala. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you all, and thank you for being very honest about, yeah, I mean, don't feel bad about not calling your mom.
problem.
I mean, it's just been wonderful to hear everybody talk about the women that inspire them that way. And I'm glad that we find these things evident in them. We're in a time where it's almost impossible to say that our parents are our role models. I mean, we've had a lot of people talk about the struggles with growing up, and sometimes it's very difficult to see that our parents has been a role model in whatever small ways. And I'm glad that, we had a lot of people talk about their parents in that manner. So thank you so much. I'm not going to leave you two left out. So I want to know who you addressed as and also who you addressed as well.
Okay, so I'm dressed as so many women. Okay, so basically I'm dressed as the northern women from the northern part of Nigeria who have pushed against the stereotypes, when it comes to when it comes to women being in the global space and being in the forefront. You have there's this stereotype attached to the northern women, they are laid behind and sort of. But irrespective of those barriers and the rest, we have women who have pushed beyond those barriers, and they are also in their own way imparting other young northern women to speak up, to not be like our older generation. There are spaces for them in the global stage, in development and the rest. Yeah, so I'm dressed as them. So I'm just going to highlight like two of them. We have Aisha Tofa. Aisha Tofa is the founder of Startup Kano and also Women Founders Group. So through Startup Kano Women Founders Group, Aisha Tofa has been impacting a lot of young women and girls in the North in terms of technology, entrepreneurship and mentorship. So she's always in the forefront of speaking for women, giving them the tools to thrive, giving them the space to, also speak up, lend their voices in different top aspects of technology, entrepreneurship, paving ways for these women. Yeah, so she has really, really inspired me a lot. Yes, yeah. So I think recently I was having a discussion with her because I am kind of very close to her, so we talk a lot. And so recently she posted something about women who have ideas. We are always having this idea to do something to impact other girls, but we are kind of, laid back in our shell. We don't know how to start, where to start from, and the rest. So she posted something like, if you're having these ideas and you are still laid behind, you're not helping. You're not helping yourself and you're not helping the community. You should push yourself, start from somewhere. You can start with one woman, and that woman, can lead to 10, 100, and before you know it, you are impacting a whole large community. So I now sent her a message because for the past 3 years, I've been trying to start something around. I'm a project manager. Yes, I've been trying. I've had, different ladies sending me messages. How can I become a project manager? What courses do I need to take? How did you do it? So I started thinking like, okay, why not have a community where you become like, I become like a mentor to these ladies, hold free webinars, free courses, free lessons for them and the rest. Then from there, not just project management, I start, also expanding it to other career paths and the rest, kind of like creating a platform for women. But I've been so laid back, procrastination and the whole lot. Yeah. So when she now posted it, I now sent her a message that it's like, you're talking to me. Oh. So she was not like, Umi, you can do this. Start with one lady. And, she was like, when she started Startup Kano, it was just her idea. It was just her. She picked two ladies, and she was teaching them coding, mobile development, web development. Before you know it, it now became like a whole hub, right? Yeah. So she was not. So she was telling me to start from somewhere, pick somebody. The next time a lady send you a message that how can I start, tell the person that you are going to be holding a free webinar for her. She should invite other people. So from there you start impacting a whole lot of people. And I've actually started doing that. Though
Wow.
still, yeah. So she inspired me a lot. She pushes people. She gives people the voices. She's always pushing people to not just even in terms of growing yourself in your career path and the rest. She's always talking about investing. As a woman, you need to know how to invest in stocks, financial education and the rest. So she's always doing that, and I like that a lot about her. She has inspired a whole lot of women in the North and even Nigeria at large. Then I'll also be talking about Dr. Amina Mohammed. Dr. Amina Mohammed is the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations currently, and she's also a woman in the North that is currently rendering her global voice. She's championing the rights for women and girls, um, putting it out there that there is space for women, especially women from the North in the global table. Inspiring them to always lend their voices, break all the stereotypes, all the barriers, and the rest. They should not allow anything to hinder them from, putting their voices out there. Yeah, so she inspired me in terms of leadership, in terms of policies, in terms of global conversation generally. Yeah, so I'm Dr. Amina Mohammed and Aisha Tofa. Thank you.
Over to you.
Okay, yeah. So the woman I'm dressed as today. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
my
Okay. I have one here.
Oh no,
That's okay. I should still
Mm.
like. Okay. The woman I'm dressed as today is not alive. Like she died a really long time ago, but way back at 2005. So this woman made a statement by saying a simple word, which was no. So her name is Rosa Parks, who was a human rights activist, basically a civil rights activist back then, when black people were being looked down on in the United States of America. This woman was on her way back from work a certain day, and she was asked to stand up for a white person to sit down because she was seen as less a human being. And she said no, you know. And that was so remarkable to me because a lot of things going on right now, especially in this part of the world that we are, tells us to say no. um okay, women should do this, yes. A woman should obey these rules without asking why, yes. Certain policies supports men but don't support women, we should all say yes. So it just inspires me to know that we're living in a world where you saying no is not a bad thing, it's not the wrong thing, and you standing up for the rights of yourself as a human being, might go further than just you as a person. By that decision she made, other black people now, can sit in buses. Obviously it took them over like a year to actually get what they wanted, and actually she wasn't the first person to say no. but she was the first woman to push for it, to keep on going at it and not giving up until she was able to achieve what she wanted, and what she was looking for. And today everybody is enjoying it. Even us as Nigerians in our country, we enjoy the benefits of people that fought for their rights, even in a different continent, because we keep on relating with people from other continents and all of that. And that is just quite inspiring. Um, like everybody said, one of the women that inspire me is my mom too. I also see that traits in her. My mom knows how to say no. My dad is more of a calmer person. He probably, give some room for a yes. But my mom, she doesn't like it. She'll say no, and I really admire that trait with her. I also admire my sisters. I have two sisters, and they're really resilient in their spaces. Everything they do it with so much excellence, pardon. And it just makes me see how, okay, there's no room for you to slack in this family, basically. I just have to keep on, okay, meeting up to the standards of, them, and it's just amazing. So shout out to all the women out there who are saying no when you're supposed to say no. Yeah. Thank
Guys,
you.
thank you so much. There's one last thing we're going to do, but maybe I should talk about the women that inspire me too. And I feel like everybody has touched on a lot of these people. I've never been someone who have a particular person and I say, oh, this person inspired me. I feel like I love people's stories. That's why I read books a lot. So I'm just gonna touch on Chimamanda because somebody mentioned it too. And again, Dream Counters dropped and we're all excited. And I feel like one of the reasons I'm so excited about the book is, as she said, she talked about the woman's body. And this is such a sketchy conversation, especially when you're trying to have it in the midst of men. They're like, oh no, if it's not the vagina I'm sleeping with, I don't want to know. Oh no, oh no. And it's always funny because I'm like, but you have sisters and you're even married to a woman, and if you do not understand her body, then what do you know about her, right? And I love that she's going to have that conversation about woman's body. I'm so eager to read about it because I am somebody who loves to talk about the woman's body in the midst of men. I like that it make them feel uncomfortable. I want you to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. It's funny that you don't know these things. But you're with a woman, you're potentially going to get married or, be friends with a woman.
Children, your daughters.
Exactly. And, I remember back then when I asked my younger brother to get me pads, you would see, this was a scene that never leaves my head. And so I had asked him to get me the pads, but I walked up to meet him after all. And, he had already asked for it. And she was already trying to hide it. And I was so confused. I just snatched it and gave it to him. Like, no. I was like, yes. He's probably going to see me wear it. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah. So that's why I really love Chimamanda. I feel like she's always trying to have conversations about, she would say a man would be considered assertive, but a woman would be considered aggressive. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's always like that. So I feel like this is such a day for you to remember that you are being assertive and you're not being aggressive. One of the words I used to hate as a child is the word nagging. And that was a word I was always used to refer to women. Children, whenever you say anything, you're nagging, you're automatically nagging. And so I feel like that's a woman that lets you know that you're not nagging. Chimamanda is always talking. For somebody who has a calm demeanor, like, that she talks a lot. She always has something to say. Yeah. And so I feel like we all should learn from that. And then there's my mom. We all talked about our mom. So I'm just going to highlight on her a bit. I would say she's obsessed with me. And it's a good thing. I mean, she's obsessed with all of her children and she always tries to be there for them. And I'll talk about my friends too. I have a few of them here. They know themselves. And I like how they chase after life, we all started the year, and Ashley said to me that, "Oh, Tina, I like that you try to post a bit on LinkedIn. I think you should do that more often." Ashley put herself out there all the time, even when I'm like, "Ashley, that content, drop it." But she's like, "No, I'm posting it regardless," And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I should try as well. Debbie said she's gonna chase music, like her life depends on it this year. And I'm like, okay, why wouldn't you chase content too? So my friends are always inspiring me, and the women in my community are also always inspiring me. I have this wonderful lady here. She does almost similar things to what I do. I like how she's able to hold a room whenever she's speaking. She's organizing major events. I mean, major events. And she's not even afraid. You don't hear her stuttering when she's giving them. And I love it. There's Judah here as well. I haven't interacted with her so much, but they were the ones I reached out to when we wanted to start this project, because I have interacted with them in one way or the other. And I feel like they're doing so much, and when we want to talk about women that inspire us, I feel like we always refer to like people up there. I try to not do that. I like to get inspiration from the women around me, especially, as I said, I love stories. And so if I think about women that I love, or women that inspire me, if I can use that word, I think about people close to whom I think about, and that's because I know these people's story from like way back when I was little. And so I would mention Funke Akindele. I know how that woman chased life in the film industry. Like, people know her now, and they're like, "Oh, Funke." I'm like, I think about her and I'm not, "Oh, Funke." I'm like, Funke. She's the one that was struggling, She's the one that did not give up. I mean, what? It was literally Jennifer's Diary that was her breaking point. And it wasn't even in the first or second season, it was probably by the fifth, sixth season. And, all of these changes exactly started to change. And, she's producing such great movies, and we're just
Breaking records.
wondering. And I'm like, yeah, it's literally her time now, because she's done all of the work and we've seen it. I think about Bisola Ayola. I don't know if you know Bisola.
Yeah.
I think about her story because I also watched her go after all the reality TV show in Nigeria, just push. And
Project Fame.
yeah, everything. And then when even this really popular one, I think I can't
Nigerian
remember.
Idol, not Nigerian. This one that continue.
Yeah, but I can't
but
remember.
that one, yeah,
But
she
she
actually
chased
went
after it,
there,
and she came out, and it wasn't still her breaking point.
Even after
you know.
people that it wasn't still her breaking point.
It was Big Brother that was like the move on it, and it's so many changes that are happening in her life, and I didn't think about it and say, "Oh, how people will go, oh, this a lot." I'm like, nah. She's chased after life so much, and these are the kind of stories that I love to see. I mean, we have all those really good ones. Do you remember that is so close to home because we both went to the same school, and so when she's telling stories about Nsuka here, me, I'm
You're seeing
yeah.
it.
That street, oh yeah, we know it. That place, oh yeah, we know it. So yeah, I feel like the last part of this program is going to be where you tell us who you're nominating very quickly. And I just want it to be names. We're going to do a short content later on to give proper highlights as to why you're nominating this person. But I just wanted to go into the show. So move the mic over again, and everybody just mention the name of whoever it is we're nominating very quickly.
Okay, so I'm nominating my sister, my elder sister. I just have one, Esther Ogoji. So just names, right? Okay.
Okay, I'm nominating my younger sister, Eleanor Okoroma. Thank you.
I'm nominating my friend, Yvonne Kosisobi.
I'm nominating my friend, Chiamaka Ame.
I'm nominating my friend, Stephanie Akut.
I will nominate Morenike Olaniran again.
I'll be nominating my friend, Precious Favor Ame.
Oh, I'm nominating my cousin, Zesty Vivian.
Okay, thank you. And the last person who's going to nominate is you, because you didn't get to nominate any other person.
Oh, and I'll nominate my mom.
Okay.
Actually, she's my friend, and that was the first person when I saw the care part. Our mothers need care parts as well. Chimamanda also talked about it in her book.
Yeah.
Our mothers were also girls.
Yeah.
They were also girls. So let's show them. So, Nkechi Aban, I nominate you.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It's been such a pleasure doing this with all of you. I can't say thank you enough. But anyways, this is the end of the KSH Foundation International Women's Day Commemoration Event 2020. We hope to be able to see you next year doing something amazing. And what you can do for us is let us know the amazing stuff you're doing, and we'll do our best to share your stories across our platform. But yes, we're going to see you. I am signing out. My name is Augustina Okechi, and bye-bye from everyone.
Bye. Amazing.
Thank you.